So check this out. Mother Nature is wonderful. Weeds take the opportunity to grow. Hello, WickerShirians. Welcome back to the WickerShire project. There's a topic today that I want to talk about that I've noticed. Something through observation here at the Shire. And I think it's very interesting how nature works. So for those of you like me who panic in the early stages of spring and worry about things, nature's kind of got you back. So let's get into that. So this forest, as you can see behind me, has very few plants on the ground. Previous video we've talked about why this happens. When the leaves drop and you have that leaf litter on the ground, it suffocates everything out, and this is true. Here we are deep into spring, where the rains are now rolling in here. We've had a heavy rain for the last 2 weeks, on and off. Been muggy, warm, 85 and 65 degree nights, so everything is going to boost. But there's not much growing out there. There's a few plants here and there all throughout the forest, but trees are doing well, aren't they? So let's go take a walk into the garden, and I'll show you guys something really cool that I noticed through observation, and I want to share that with you. The yard is greening up. Everything is getting covered, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So yes, we did seed clover, and yes, we did put grass seeds down very sparingly. You know, something that would cover maybe 4,000 square feet. Yeah. Probably around 15 to 20,000 square feet to work with. I'm going to show you the differences of what happens once those trees, this property was fully treed, so once those trees are removed and the light gets in, weeds take the opportunity to grow. So let's take a closer look at those. Once those trees are cleared out, Mother Nature gets her hand back into the soil. The natural growth cycle repopulates the land. We have patches of an unknown plant. I don't know what this short ground coverage is. Look at this, the propagation. This is nature. I didn't do any of this. Most of the green that you see here is reclaimed by nature. What we'll end up doing is chopping and dropping and getting this stuff down. We'll let everything grow within reason. Any of the small trees and stuff, I got to pull those. It's just something that annoys me. I don't need the forest trying to get itself reestablished. But isn't that a wonderful thing? This is just natural. 2 weeks of rain and nice warm weather. This is what happens. So here we have natural wild dill. Tastes like dill, smells like dill. This is propagating naturally all over the place. So I don't think we have to plant dill anytime soon. That giant mass back there is all natural dill. Pan the camera over. And here we go. This is all dill. Something else super cool here is the wild grape population is thriving. Wild grapes. Again, we didn't plant these. They just took the opportunity to grow. So we'll keep them. These are Bella's flowers that she planted. They are much bigger. The plants are now reaching 8 to 10 inches. The broadcasted clover cluster that seemed to make its way down here. And some of the blue boys, I think they are. I'm not sure what those. Yeah, but we have a wild seed pack of flowers growing. Lots of beautiful moss. Again, everything is reclaiming itself with a little bit of open air and sunshine coming through, plus the rains. We'll take a walk down the outside of the garden row. There are those straight 8 cucumbers. These are mostly sit in shade about 50% of the day. They're pretty small and stunted. They'll grow slow. No harm, no foul. Just had to get them in the ground. Here we have those sugar snap pea plants. And there is a deficiency in the soil. As you can see, they have a yellowing to them. But that was to be expected. We didn't expect to grow anything. This one's doing much better. It's starting to actually climb. There's more of that dill taking advantage, just spreading throughout the property. And hopefully we find a lot of dill dishes. Here's that other pea plant that's trellising up. So that's got over a foot of growth on it. Big clusters of grass growing. Is a monster. This is just going to be a work in progress. I don't see us getting to it anytime. That path leads down to the valley where the little spring is. More wild grapes on the property. We'll go in and take a look at the rows next. I've dug some wells for water retention. You can see the goat poo that's in them. So what I do is I put a seed in the ground. Once it comes up, I dig out a little bit of soil, press it down, and I put whatever we can find to feed these plants in the well. That way when it rains out, it's kind of like a coffee filter. Goes through the goat poo and feeds the ground below it. And you can see the natural soil is brutal. Just clay and rocks. But those, I believe, are some of our squash plants. And you can see some of the clover nitrogen fixer in between the soil rows. Again, it's a welcome feature. I enjoy having it there. So yeah, the clover's taken off. So that's the second berm. This is the third berm. Again, another seed popped up. These are doing extremely well. So they've got about 8 inches of height. It's a bigger plant in there. So I've got 4. So it looks like another 2 seeds. This is a new seed, but these just popped up too from the rain. And this is the established one. And you can see a delayed seedling here pop up, and this is the established, and that's doing really well. Again, they all look the same to me. There's a lot of cantaloupe, watermelon, and squash plants. Some of the leaves are more round. If you look here, the edges are rigid and edged. And if you look here, the leaves are more rounded. So these are our watermelon plants. Watermelon plant, more rounded leaves. And that's another type of squash that we planted. There's a bunch of, maybe an acorn. But these toads are everywhere in the yard. This is why I gotta be careful when I'm walking out here. We do have some natural pest control that has rolled in, and these little girls are everywhere. And they're just hanging out, waiting for food.